Mark, I need him a NASDAQ trade. You know, like gold is better than NASDAQ during Asian session. Let me shoot out an announcement real quick in my Telegram group and then also in the Discord real quick. Live now. Let's kill it. Boom. How are you guys all doing today? With my prop, I can't trade gold. Which prop firm are you talking about? Which prop firm? You can trade gold on Alpha. It's called MGC, Micro Gold Futures. Killed it with Luca earlier. What did he look for? Sells, buys. MGC1. Yeah, there you go. Buys. Wait, this is a game changer. Yeah, that's a futures gold. So that's what I trade every day as well. I don't trade the Forex one. I just use this to mark out the charts. I actually trade on Legacy Funded Futures, which is the futures prop firm that you're currently in this Discord for. We trade MGC every single day, Micro Gold Futures. So that's what it's called on here. Sometimes it's called the GC1 with an exclamation mark at the end. But yeah, that's gold futures. What's the daily bias? Let's take a look. Let's start from the weekly time frame. Let's see what's going on so far. So it's Thursday. We're inside of Friday's range already. So far we've had a pretty bearish week from this bearish gap. We actually expanded towards sell side this week. So you can see we closed inside of it. We actually got a bearish weekly candle. Scaling down to the daily time frame. We have had a little bit more sell side confirmation on the daily time frame. We have this bearish daily IFEG. So we ended up closing after tapping below it, and then the next daily candle was a bearish daily candle. So now I think what we can aim for potentially is just this immediate rebalance. So I'm still bullish. Even if it's going to run down today, I do believe it's going to happen after we tap into this immediate rebalance. So I think my daily narrative is going to be targeting this immediate rebalance right here. And for those of you guys that don't know what an immediate rebalance is, I highly recommend you guys go to YouTube and you search up IMR. So immediate rebalance ICT. Learn the concept. I also have videos up on immediate rebalance. Here we have one. So let's watch this video for me. In 60 seconds, I'm going to share with you the most powerful trading concept. And this one's called immediate rebalance. If you trade fair value gaps, this might just change the game for you. Whenever there's a fair value gap about to form, candle opens and there is going to be a gap where a fair value gap could form, it essentially pulls back up and prevents a new fair value gap from forming. So as I just said, it prevents a new fair value gap from forming. So if the market now runs down from where it's at right now, a new gap is going to form in between these two candles. The immediate rebalance is basically preventing this gap from forming. So it would come up like this, and this is how the wick would look. It would overlap with the previous, this bullish candle. It would overlap with the bottom of its wick. That's called an immediate rebalance. It prevents a new gap from forming. I love using that as a target whenever we get pretty close to it, just like this. So if I do start seeing some lower time frame confirmation, we're going to aim for that. Market, I think it's going to go down. DXY is going to fill the gap, so it's going to go up. Yeah, so I was looking at the DXY as well. And so what happened yesterday and why we got so much sell side on gold, aside from what's happening on the daily time frame, is we have this daily IFEG on DXY. You can see we closed above it. We pulled down and tapped into it right there. So we've been bullish on the dollar and what Thick Boy 3000 is talking about in the stream. For those of you guys that don't know, that's actually my little brother. But he has this massive gap right here on DXY. So he's thinking that he's going to fill this up. I don't know, guys. It's been extremely bearish. We've been running on a 3-month time frame. Just down, 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 down. I think we're going to continue down. I don't want to look for too much buy side on the DXY. I want to see it pull down lower. I'm thinking like I want to aim for this low, which is also this 3-month gap down here. Pretty big time frame because we're running from a 3-month gap. So you got to think about what's the next 3-month gap that it's going to run to. And the reason why I'm looking at a 3-month gap is because we're inside of a new quarter. April is the first month of quarter number 2 of the year. So that's a 3-month candle. Every 3 months we get a new quarter. So I think DXY is still going to be bearish despite the fact that we have this massive gap. We just got to make sure that we are adapting. So if we do see that it continues to rip up, we might turn around on our narrative. But let's just look for a lower time frame confirmation here on gold. Let's see what we get. We took out the previous week. Is this previous week? No. But we took out Tuesday's low right there. Tuesday's low got taken out, so we can potentially get some more buy side. I want to at least aim for this immediate rebalance if we get lower time frame confirmation. So guys, let's start scaling down to the lower time frame. Split up your screen. There you go. So on the left side, we obviously have this daily immediate rebalance. We want to make sure that we know what this line is. Daily immediate rebalance. We're going to scale down to the 4-hour time frame over here. It looks pretty choppy on the 4-hour. We don't have any gaps aside from what is up here. So if you guys saw this earlier this morning, we have a bearish IFEG on the 4-hour. And then we also have a 4-hour bearish FVG right here. And this pushed price down. You can see the candles closed perfectly right there below this gap. And that's what ended up pushing price down from these two gaps. So now that we have this new 4-hour candle, we're going to scale down to the lower time frame. So this is the 4-hour time frame. This is what it looks like. This is the daily target I was talking about, the daily immediate rebalance. Now we scale down to the lower time frame here. I'm talking 1 hour, 30 minute, 15 minute, and we look for confirmation. We see what we have on the lower time frames. So far on the 30-minute time frame, the only gap that I'm seeing is this one right here. We already started rejecting. We already filled it up. You can see here we filled it up. And we ran towards sell side from there. Okay, so that one's not relevant to us anymore because price is now down here, right? So let's keep going lower time frame. 15 minute, I'm not seeing anything but this IFEG right here. Again, price already used this one. You can see we closed inside of it and we already rejected from it right here. So that's also not relevant to us. We can't take a trade off of this one anymore because it already rejected off of it. So let's clear both of these out. And let's just keep going to the lower time frame. Let's see what it's doing and if we have anything that we can use for a trade on the lower time frame. Okay, so the only thing that I'm really seeing here is this low to the left. So we want to see this low taken out. It does feel like we kind of came in after the move already took off. But again, what I'm looking for is this daily immediate rebalance. Either way, guys, it's the first session of the day, so we can still get some buy side into this daily immediate rebalance before going down. Let's see if when we take out this low, we start to get a little bit of a reversal. Marquee, oh, I already read that. So many no wicks on the 1 minute. Yeah, a lot of no wicks being left behind. So that's good for us if we're looking for buys. Look at this no wick right here. We left a no wick right here. Market came up just to take that no wick out and just reversed from that area. All right, don't get impatient here just because we barely took out the lows. Let's wait for a little bit of a deeper sweep or we want some confirmation back up. What market is this so I can hop on it on Legacy? So on Legacy, it's going to be MGC. That's what I trade, micro gold futures, or GC, which is the mini. It's gold. So MGC, that's what it's called on futures, micro gold futures. How are you guys all doing today? Anybody take some trades during New York session? Asia session with Luca, TP3 hit. Dang, okay. Lost 1,400 on your Legacy account or what? That's pretty close to your max daily loss, right? Hella buys earlier. Caught short, 1NQ, $930. When did you take that short? Did any of you guys journal your trades? Does anybody journal every trade that they take? Fake outs this morning on my top step. Were you is that on a buffer or is that on an eval, your 2,000 max loss? I need to start though. Up 1K from Luca's stream. Let's go, crew. Let's make sure. I'm gonna make sure not to lose that 1K. We're gonna try to turn that into 2K. Eval, okay. Let's get it. You gotta recover here. Scale that risk down. Let's go down to like 2 micros, 1 micro. Does it even matter when I copy trades from Luca? You're saying, like, does it even matter if it's not you taking the trade yourself? I think it does still matter as long as you're still learning and you're not just signal botting it, you know? You guys should always focus on, like, trying to understand as well. That's why I've always, like, leaned towards ICT concepts, because they made the most sense. I'm done on that account as it's a 50K. Nice, bro. Yeah, I have 4 evals and 1 express. Let's go, bro. Stacking evals is the whole goal in trading. It's not about catching big trades. It's about multiplying the amount. Okay, guys. We're starting to reverse here. We had a nice little sweep of the low. We're starting to reverse. Now what we have to look for, because we didn't get any IFEGs yet, we got to see if it starts to disrespect, starts to break the structure. So lower time frame, we need to see that it actually starts closing above these areas. And let's think about a target that we could potentially aim for. These highs were beautiful. If anybody aimed for these highs right here, that's what Luca caught right here. 9. I got to change the time to my time zone so I don't get confused. All right. What time is this at? 6 o'clock? That's typically when Luca was trading, right? He targeted buys from here. Bang. Those are some beautiful highs, honestly. Sell 6:49 a.m. and TP 6:59. Sheesh. When is multi-trading going to start? When can you trade multiple accounts at one time? I think we're working. We're in the process of getting a platform called TradeC, I believe. So that should allow you to copy up to 5 accounts. TXTrade doesn't have a feature like that. You can trade multiple accounts. You can, like, switch between them, but you can't trade them at the same exact time. So just stay tuned for that. Cleaner charts. Charts are already clean. I mean, it's futures data right here. Yeah, I'm in the learning phase right now. I try to understand. That's it, bro. It's all that matters. Like, even if you're copying somebody else's trade, as long as at the end of the day, you're actually learning. So how much size do you use when you're trading micros on gold? It depends on the trade, 100%. If you ask anybody here, like, you'll always see me using from, like, 4 micros to 8. 4 to 8 micros. There you go. So we're pushing above this gap. Let's see how we react to it after we close above. We're leaving a no wick down below right here, so we might come back down into this IFEG. If not, pay attention. There's 2 more IFEGs, one right here and one right here. So we got to watch and just see which one it closes above, which one it actually respects. And whenever, guys, this is how you make it easier for yourself. Instead of looking at 3 gaps on the 1 minute time frame, you just scale out. Go to the 5 minute. And what do you see on the 5 minute? You don't see any of this distraction. So you don't see any of these little 1 minute wicks. All you see is this 5 minute IFEG right here. So you guys see, instead of looking at 3 gaps, when you see 3 gaps, most likely there's just going to be one on the higher time frame. So you just scale out to the 5 minute time frame, 15 minute time frame. Make it simple for yourself. So here we are about to get this IFEG on the 5 minute time frame. This is what we're going to use when it taps back in. We're going to look for longs from here. And potentially, because we are on the 5 minute time frame, let's see if we have any gaps. We have one up here. We could potentially aim for this one. It's an unfilled 5 minute gap. We have yet to tap into it yet. So let's target this one right here. Let's go 5 minute IFEG. FEG, I mean. 5 minute FEG. Let's see if we can get a trade that will take us all the way here. You guys can see we did not get the IFEG, right? We're back below it. So we won't get confirmation unless we close above it. So let's give it another opportunity, because this sweep was very shallow. It was very shallow, so it might try to resweep this, dig a little deeper. But as long as, like, maybe in the next 5 minutes we pull back up, we'll still have confirmation. Are we in a trade? We're not in a trade. So how much size do you usually use? Yeah, so I answered that. It's like 4 to 8. Bro, a TP smashed, sold right when it tapped the no wick on the 5 minute. Oh, you were selling from here. Nice, good job. So we just took out the lows one more time. There you go. Let's see how the next 5 minute candle reacts. Jeez Louise, guys. Jeez Louise. Huss, huss, huss. How many of you guys are watching the Zero to Market Engineer series? Got a market maker boot camp on my YouTube. Wait, are we in a trade? Somebody answered the brother's question. Thank you. Thank you. It's time to get serious, guys. It's time to get serious. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. We're getting taller. It's time to get some blood flow into the legs. Standing desk mode. Okay, what are we looking for? We need the magnets. Bro, for reals. For reals. Alright, here's the new 5-minute candle. Did anybody see the trade that I was looking at in the Telegram from this morning? It was a 30-minute FVG, and then there was a 30-minute IFVG right here. So I figured it was gonna reject off of this area, right? And when it closed inside, we had a nice move, and then it manipulated so freaking hard, just randomly, no news, nothing. It manipulated all the way down here, pulls back up, runs up a little bit, and then dumps again. I was like, dang. Market's really greedy, bro. It does not want to give us any money, honestly. These wicks are so buns lately. Bro, I'm telling you, it's been hard. It's been hard out here. It's been a grind. Alright, we swept liquidity again. When are your guys' birthdays? Let me know in the chat. When are you guys all born? Alright, we got May. I want to know like the day of the month. Day, month, and day. 10/26/01. That's October 26th. December 4th. We got January, February, March 13th. August 30th. July 20th. And we only got one August birthday in here. I was born in August 12th. November 7th. Sheesh. Dang, Danny was born in 1975. Respect. 1945. Yo! 1969. Alright, look at this sweep. Holy moly, we're getting some crazy sell side. We're pretty close to these lows right here on the 30-minute time frame. It's honestly, I think it's just too risky to even try to look for buys here. All right, we'll look for a scalp and we'll manage it. So pay attention, guys, because I'm gonna go break even if we get a nice little trade here. Look at how this looks on the 1-minute time frame. That's kind of crazy. It moved so hard that it straight up made a gap on the forex.com chart, which usually never happens. We usually never get gaps on the forex.com chart, but it was such a big move here on the 1-minute time frame that it created a gap in the market. That's crazy. That's a crazy move, guys. Crazy move. Did we buy? We did not buy. I know it's just a crazy market right now. It's a crazy market we're trading in. All right, I think we just took out these lows to the left. Yeah, we did. Took out those lows. We're also inside of this daily gap. No, we're not. I'm tripping about that. Okay. What can we possibly be heading towards? This gap right here on the daily was already filled. Like it got filled already right here. Usually the market won't try to just stick around the gap that's been filled. It either creates a new gap or targets like the lows, you know, at that point. So I don't like looking at gaps that have already been filled. I like looking at like the most present things. Guys, in this kind of market, just don't trade with more than like 2 micros. So if we do end up getting a trade here, just make sure that you're not trading with more than 2 micros, because the amount of movement that we're getting is just going to burn you. So even if it runs up in the right direction, with 2 micros, it's going to be a massive move. Like say, for example, we get buys from here, we'll still make a lot of money even with 2 micros. So we just took out these lows to the left. I'm seeing a 1-minute IFEG. If we take a trade off of this IFEG, we'll target this no wick. We'll go break even as soon as we can, and we're going to wait for it to fill up this gap right here. Okay, so let's see. When we get this IFEG right here on the 1-minute time frame, I'm looking for a reversal because we just took out some lows on the higher time frame. So if we get an IFEG here, market wants to go higher, we'll manage the position accordingly. We'll make sure that we go break even at the right time. Does everybody know how to go break even on Legacy? What's a micro? I'm new, so there's minis and micros. A mini is composed of 10 micros. It's just the amount of risk that we're using. So right here, do you see I have 3 micros? If I use 2 micros, that's my risk. I'm making, I don't know the exact like ratio, but it's just how much you make every like dollar on gold. Okay, so we're going to wait for this to pull back up into this gap. We're going to wait for it to close above, and we're going to take a long trade like this. We're going to target the gap being filled. We're going to go break even as soon as we can. So as soon as we like run up above this no wick, we'll go break even. We'll manage this position. Stop's probably going to go like below this low. So let's see. That's going to be like 40 ticks. So 40 tick stop loss when we get confirmation. Yeah, it looks something like this. So your trade should look something like this. I think maybe like 120 tick TP. All right, now we wait for confirmation. I don't see the strong confirmation. How do you do that? This on the side, it's called trade bar. So you want to find this this button right here next to the candle. Click drop down and click trade bar. All right, I'm going to sit back down. My leg's got enough blood flow. Yeah, you can also find it on my Instagram bio. So if you want to join that, go on Instagram. Follow me at Full Send Traders. Post on my stories every single day. Link is in the bio. Alrighty. We're kind of slowing down right here. Kind of slowing down, moving sideways. Let's see if we get a little bit of a pullback here. As long as we wait for confirmation, we're not going to get faked out. I just don't see the market running lower because it just doesn't make sense to me. It wouldn't make sense for me for gold to drop all the way back down from here. The nearest daily target is this immediate rebalance. That's the closest target that we have. So it wouldn't make sense to me for it to run down into this filled gap. These lows could be a target because it's previous week low, and then these 2 days of this week that it can take out. That's one potential target, but this one's closer. So what you just do is you let the market give you the confirmation for when it's actually going to start moving. So let's see, we got a minute now, and we want to see this close above the gap. If it does not close above, it's probably going to keep going down. We don't need a massive move. We don't need the whole reversal. We just need a little piece of the pie. Okay, so it doesn't matter, even if it's selling off like crazy. If we get the right confirmation, we'll still get the trade. We'll still at least get a break even on the move. Interested in your thought process on why you think it will go for the immediate rebalance. I just think that even though the dollar is moving up, gold isn't 1-for-1 with the dollar, and dollar has been extremely bearish. So at some point, gold is going to reverse. I don't think it's going to go for these targets down here. Let's see. Okay, we're not going to close above this gap just yet. Let's wait. Let's wait. When you say sweep below 4664, are you talking about legacy charts or are you talking about the forex.com chart? Oh, you're talking about this one right here. Yeah, like I said, it already took out this previous low. So I don't see that as something that it wants to target. I'd say even if it wants to go lower, because we're trading an Asia session, this is the perfect session to catch a move in the opposite direction of the bias. 5 seconds left. We're above the IFEG. So get ready here. If we tap back into this IFEG and we start moving higher, we'll take longs. Okay, guys? So we just took out a no wick right there. I was hoping that we would get an entry like right here, you know, right where we close above. So let's wait for it to tap back in. There you go. All right, I'm hopping in here. Let's go in 3 micros because we got a pretty nice entry. 3 micros, my stop loss is 40 ticks and my take profit is here at 120 ticks. I'm in a buy position with 3 micros. So gold is what we're trading. It tapped into a 1-minute IFEG. So this gap is now a bullish 1-minute IFEG. So what we're using for our confirmation and what we're targeting is we're targeting this gap that happened right here to get filled. Potentially even higher than that. I think my TP is up here at this high. But I'm going to make sure to close majority of my position. We're going to go break even as soon as we get a nice little rejection from this IFEG. So you can see we stopped just now right inside of the IFEG. So let's hope that it holds here and turns around. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We need this to keep pushing outside of this IFEG. Let's watch the lower time frame here. So we got a sweep of the lows. Now on the lower time frame, we have this 30-minute candle doesn't have a wick. That's dangerous. But you can see we took out the lows and lower time frame. We got a little IFEG model. So let's see if we get a nice little move here. Remember, we're gonna go break even as soon as we like run up above these highs. Get ready, guys. We're moving away from this IFEG now. Let's go. Keep moving. Keep moving for us. Come on, gold. Come on, gold. All right, who's in with me? Spam 2s in the chat if we're in this trade right now. All right, there you go. We're above the high now. Let's go break even. 3 micros, floating $80, $100. There you go. We're break even. Easy trade. Good management. Now we just need it to fill the target that we're looking for. So we just got here is a 30-minute immediate rebalance. So it could totally reverse from this area. If the market just wants to go from here back down, that would be fine, you know. But we're hoping that it runs and fills this gap that it created right here. See this gap where there's literally nothing? So let's hope that it just runs up, gives us a nice quick little trade to that gap. If it rejects off of this immediate rebalance, that's fine. We're out at break even. It's a clean trade. All right, took us out. It rejected off of this 30-minute immediate rebalance. All right, we still don't have a wick on this 30-minute candle, so that could be a potential reason why it would want to still go down before going back up. So let's see if we run down, create a wick, and then let's look for another confirmation again. This trade is break even. First trade of the day was a break even trade. So let's remove this IFVG. Let's mark out this no wick right here. Let's see if this is what the target is right now. 30-minute no wick. 30-minute no wick. Why don't we look for our sales? I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. I'm leaning towards buys. All right, we're probably going to go for this no wick here. Once we get the wick, once we take out this area right here, boom, we're going to look for one more confirmation for buys. We're going to look for the same exact thing. So there you go. We're heading for this no wick. We're about to create a wick on the 30-minute candle, and then we're going to look for that thing again. As long as we get another confirmation towards buy side. 30-minute immediate rebalance, guys. 30-minute immediate rebalance, no wick. But it's bearish all day. Bro, it does not matter. If we get confirmation and we can go break even, it does not matter even if we're going long. I'm bullish towards the daily immediate rebalance. Right here. I'm calling it. Alright, we're about to create the wick on the 30-minute candle. And then let's see, because we still have 20 minutes on this 30-minute candle. So after we create the wick, as long as we then start to reject back up, I'm going to look for one more bullish trade. We're going to look for confirmation. If we get confirmation on the lower time frame, we're going to take another trade. And we're going to target the same little gap right here that formed. And then hopefully the highs above it. There you go. We created the wick. Do you see that we created the wick? We're getting a nice rejection here. We're about to get a bearish fair value gap that forms. We're also respecting this bullish gap to the left. Do you guys see that? So when we get this IFVG right here, we're going to take entry number 2. Entry number 2 of the stream. All right, let's see how it trades around this area. Here's the 1 minute bearish gap. We want to see it close above it because now this 30-minute candle, it has a wick. Do you see that? Every candle always creates a wick. So whenever you see a candle without a wick, you got to watch out. Market loves running without a wick and then coming straight back down for it. You'll only be able to see those if you're using the forex.com chart on TradingView. Alrighty, so first trade of the day was a break even. We secured $9. $9 trade, break even. And now we're waiting for it to go and give us another IFVG potentially right here so that we can take another trade towards buy side, targeting this fill of the gap. Do you trade resistance and support breakouts too? You see, I use gaps, but I kind of trade like that. You know what I mean? When it breaks above like a bearish zone, then I go for long. So it's very similar, but I use specific concepts. Fair value gaps, IFVGs. I use those concepts to define my specific support and resistance levels. Are you on this time all the time? Yes, 7 p.m. every single day. Somebody said I'm in shorts. You guys don't have to follow my trades. I'm here to educate you guys. I'm here to show you my model. I'm doing great. August 11. Bro, I'm August 12. We got one dude in the YouTube chat that has almost my exact birthday. Eating noodles tonight? Yeah, for real. $9. Break even. I'm going to sleep, bro. Good night, brother. Always wait for liquidity to be taken so that you don't become liquidity. Good advice, Henry. All right, let's see. We took out the low again. We created a bit of a bigger wick now. All right, I'm giving it 5 more minutes for it to start pushing back up. If not, I'm probably on the wrong side of the market, and I'd rather just not take any more trades. But you guys can see, even if you are not necessarily correct in terms of your narrative, you can still take trades, reversal trades, manage your position. If you learn these levels, you can see it will always reject off of them. And as long as you're managing your trade, you go break even when it counts, you can still trade against the trend. It's what protects you. It's what allows you to take A+ setups. All right, let's wait. Let's wait. 1208. That's actually your birthday? Wait, is that August 12th, or are you talking about the 12th or December 8th? Oh, nice, bro. Same day as me. I'm 2005 though. That is, what are the odds? All right, come on, gold. I would love to be selling right now, but sorry guys, I just don't see the bearish direction. I don't see what it could possibly be aiming for. I don't like bearish targets. I like the bullish ones more, so I would rather wait for buy setups rather than taking sells. That's just how I am right now with my narrative. And whenever gold does start pushing back up, because this move was so bad, honestly. This first move up was so bad. The move down right now is much cleaner than this move here, because you can see every single time it ran up, it kept running back down and just, chopping us up, taking us out of the position. Right now, it's actually running very clean. So the price action compared to how it was over here is so much better. It's actually moving clean in one direction. When it goes back up, it's moving clean in one direction. So when it starts to reverse, we're going to get a nice move. I'm telling you guys, we already took out this low, which was the Tuesday's low. I highly doubt that we're going to go for it again. I highly doubt it. This looks like a protected low to me. Could be a lower low, higher high. So we just need to see, even if I'm wrong, if I wait for bullish confirmation, I'm either not going to take a trade or I'm going to take a buy. That's how I'm going to be trading inside of this current market. August here too. Let's go, Greg. Come on. August prints the best traders. You just got to be born in August. You're automatically profitable. I like the pullback. All right, guys. I'm going to take a little bit of a risky approach here because I'm expecting it hasn't tapped into this gap right here. I'm expecting it to front run this gap. So running straight through it, going into this one. So I'm going to take a trade here, very tight stop loss. I'm going to drop my SL to 20 ticks, which should be just below this low. And I'm going to go in with 3 micros. So I went in with 3 micros right now. My stop loss is just below this most recent low because it's already 7:45. We're coming to the end of the hour. I'm looking for it to flip this gap right here. And as soon as it does, I'm going to break even on this trade because we haven't tapped into it yet. Looking for it to front this gap right here. There you go. We're starting to move towards it. As soon as we flip it, I'm going break even on this trade. Come on. Next 1 minute candle should flip it. Because we have one slightly above it right here, I think we're going to dig into this gap. Let's go. Give us another chance at a nice bullish position. We just got a new 15-minute candle. We should get some nice volatility coming into the market right now. All right. As soon as it flips it, I'm going break even on this trade. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Good entry. All right. 40 bucks. 3 micros. Don't go in risky because the moves are massive right now. There you go. All right. We're inside of the gap now. We filled it, but we didn't close above it. Let's wait a little bit longer. We want to see it close above this gap. Come on. We got another one just slightly above it right here. So I'm just expecting that it's going to run through this one, tap into the one higher. So if we can get an entry below that, as long as this one doesn't take us out right here. Come on. There you go. We're back into the gap. We're back inside of it. Give us a nice move here. Create a little order block. There you go. Push up into this gap. Watch. Respecting it. It's respecting this 1 minute gap. All right, so we got a new 15-minute candle. Let's check out the 15-minute time frame. This is the new candle we're trading inside of right now. Come on. Stops are below this low. Let's watch this. Pretty precise, pretty tight stop loss. We can still survive this position. Slightly lower than that. Still in this trade. Come on, push up, give us a nice move into this gap right here. That's all we're asking for. Nice little move into this gap. Stay patient, boys. We're about to get this. We're about to get this. Oh my goodness, gold. Come on, bro. Alright, stop loss hit. Lost $63 on that. I'd say it was worth it. It was a tight stop loss. I was hoping that it was going to front run the gap. I'm done for the day, guys. Gold has been so bearish, and I'm honestly frustrated with myself that I can't sell. But I'm just bullish on it. I'm telling you, gold been like this all day. Be careful. Yeah, I'm careful. 3 micros, bro. $60 lost. I didn't risk anything. Gold heading to 4632. Rice and ketchup. No lobster for real. Man, it sucks. It sucks. It sucks because we were looking so nice and bullish until Trump said that the ceasefire was going to continue, and we've just been on another level of sell side. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to another Asia session. Trading pretty conservatively, at least. We might be taking a loss here, but trading pretty conservatively. I only lost $63. Sold at 47.03. Next week got to be better. I know, bro. I know. We just need some buy side. That's all we need. Was nervous going against Marky, not gonna lie. Yeah, I didn't wait for confirmation that second trade. because I went in before it flipped to this gap and it never ended up running through it. You can see right here, this is where I went in. I was expecting it to just flip it right here so I could go break even once it closed above, but we didn't close above it, stayed below it. That's on me for being impatient and just honestly wanting to wrap up the day. This would have been a beautiful move right there, beautiful sell. But I'm not bearish. I'm not bearish. It is what it is, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Catch you guys in the next Asia session. It's already Thursday, so market's closing tomorrow. There will be no Asia session stream. Hope you guys do well. Catch you guys next week on Monday. Peace out, everybody.